Is it something?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? You are here now rocking with, one of the hottest shows right now on the internet, Candy Coated Secrets. Here, joining me with my guest host, Coach Nick Love.
Hey, what's up? Candy Coated Secrets. What's up? Oh, I'm sorry. I was off. I thought you had the
No,
you
he's
said,
here
but you
with
said on that.
with the love. He got the love bug, and he gonna try to let y'all know. Do you know what love bombing is? Are you a love bomber? Like, are you a love bomber?
Right.
You know.
So love bombing. We a lot of us watched A Fall from Grace the last 2 weeks, I guess, on Netflix. And what the guy was doing to Grace was he was love bombing her, right?
Bombing.
So love bombing. So a lot of people might not be familiar with the term. So love bombing is when someone overwhelms you with loving words, actions, behavior, and they use it's as a manipulation technique.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so it's often used.
Hey, y'all, give us a thumbs up while the coach in here explaining.
Yeah. So it's often used to win over your trust, your affection, so they can meet a goal of theirs. So it's basically manipulation, but that's a term, popular term that people use now is love bombing.
Love bombing. Are you a love bomber? Have you ever been love bombed? I feel like if that's the case, I might be a little love bomber. What y'all think? I mean, I like to give gifts and I like to do nice things. So is that like something that we shouldn't do? Like, how does one become a victim of a love bomber? What are the signs of a love bomber?
So one of the signs is that they will lavish you with gifts. Right? So like often it's over the top gestures, like maybe send you like a dozen of a bouquet. Like they'll probably send you like dozens of bouquets, like multiple ones instead of just one. One is all you need.
Okay.
But they'll buy expensive gifts, like probably like plane tickets and stuff like that.
Wait a minute, what's wrong with buying plane tickets?
Early on, so all this stuff is like if they putting it on really heavy early on in the beginning. When dating, like over the top gifts, you don't need that early on. If someone is being over the top with like gift giving and stuff like that, it's usually a sign of love bombing. That's a sign.
Fellas, are you in here? Hey Terrence, hey Raymond, are you a love bomber? Like, because tonight we're learning what a love bomber is. Love bombers, they are overly affectionate. They give you too many gifts. Shower. Because I feel like that could also be looked at as like a little bit of controlling.
Yeah, and like you said, like when you said like plane ticket, like it seems harmless, right?
Yeah.
But they use that as a form so you can feel like you owe them something in return. So they're giving you all these big gifts, and they know that that's going to make their victim feel like, oh, well, I owe him something,
So how can you spot a love bomber?
So one of those signs is if they're lavishing you with gifts early on, like, gifts that's probably inappropriate early on.
Like a check of $20,000.
Well, definitely a check of $20,000.
Come right on time.
Yeah. Or they can't stop giving you compliments,
Okay.
So they'll say things like, I love everything about you. I've never met anyone as perfect as you. They'll say things like, you're the only person I want to spend my time with.
That sound like half these niggas out here. Hold on, wait a minute, because these sound like some of y'all pickup lines with the whole photo bombers. So I'm guessing there's a lot of photo bombers. Love bombers out here. Hey, give me a thumbs up and let me know you're here. And share. Candy Coated Secrets is on.
Right. So yeah, like if they can't stop giving you compliments, and like of course we all like crave that admiration and things like that.
Yeah.
But if they're expressing all of this early on, that's a sign that they're not being genuine.
So what's too early for this? Like what's too early? 30 days, 60, 90, 6 months, a year? What's too early?
Like if it's a lavish, like someone shouldn't be sending you like 3 dozens of bouquet to your office before you get there. Like
he
early
might say you
on.
want to be with your ass last night.
That's a whole nother story. That's abuse. But when you bring that up, like when you said control, that abusive partners is all about power and control. So that's a form of control. So they'll of course hurt you physically. They'll inflict physical pain on you if they beat you up the night before, and then they'll try to pull you back in. So that's something definitely you have to look out for.
Yeah, don't say it like that. No, we're not an advocate for the violence, y'all. We're not an advocate. I'm just trying to get an understanding because we are all in different types and forms of relationships. Because you do have some people who don't receive any of this in their relationship at all. Like that sounds like a shitty love. But what we gonna call that one?
You saying like if someone don't even show you affection and all of this?
Yeah, you know, so
that's unhealthy if they can't show you affection and things like that. That's definitely unhealthy. But the thing is, you want to make sure they're not putting it on too heavy too soon.
But what about those who have not had that form of that in a relationship? And when you meet a guy that's giving it, how can one whose mate has never experienced that be able to recognize and say, "Oh, you a love bomb"?
So that's important. That's a good point that you brought up. So the thing is, people often fall for people love bombing them or manipulators because they are used to chasing after people or in relationships with people who are usually emotionally unavailable. So when someone come around and they're giving them this attention, they're like, oh, he likes me. He's jealous that other guys are texting me and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's usually how they get their victims. They usually get their victims probably from someone who's been in a relationship with a partner who was emotionally unavailable.
Crystal said, but wait, what woman don't want to be showered with compliments and gifts? Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Crystal? That's a good thing because this can be a little tricky, you know, with the love. But I didn't even know it was called a love bomber. You know, we usually call them just users or manipulators. But that's a good question. Women like to be showered with gifts. So how does that work?
So again, like we all crave that admiration, but consistent praise can make your head spin, right? So again, if someone is expressing their undying love after just a short amount of time, that's when your red flag should go up. That's when you'd be like, oh, hold on, he landed on a little too heavy.
So now you can be like, hold up. Is you love bombing me, nigga? Are you love bombing me? I'm going to use that. You know, conjunction, we have a little malfunction between here. I mean, because like I said, I've never heard that term. And like she was saying too, women, we do like those things. And it can come off attractive at first. And then it's like, I didn't think sending 3 dozens of flowers is a little over top.
You don't think so?
Do y'all think sending 3 dozens of flowers to your job or something is over the top? Like
early on?
What's early on?
If y'all not even like I'd say 3 months, 2 months, that's early to be doing all that. Okay. You know, like slow down. Like, and usually the thing is, your gut will tell you, like, hold on, something not right. This seemed too good to be true, you know? So you'll know.
But what about sometimes when that comes in and you feel like your gut is saying this is too good to be true, doesn't that also lead to you to potentially miss up on a good guy? Especially if you come from having such a toxic background or may have not, you know, been in a relationship that had these good qualities. It's like, maybe I'm going to miss up on a good guy. Because ladies, come on, don't act like y'all don't know when y'all meet somebody. And you be like, this nigga is too good to be true. Something is wrong with him. But now it's like, well, now I got to think, is he trying to fucking love bomb me? You know what I mean?
Well, if it seemed too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. Like, of course, like, so.
All hope is lost. To come say all hope is lost.
If what they say sounds like it's right out of a movie, that's a sign. You know, like, that's a sign. So, we love Hollywood. Hollywood is good for entertainment. Okay. However, true love and relationships don't look like the movies.
Oh,
and I think those fairy tales
are quiet.
So even like the Disney fairy tales, that's what set people up, I think. You know, a lot of people think like, oh, this prince is going to come in and save me. And that's what set a lot of women up.
When Nicki Minaj say, won't you come and save me? This time, won't you save me? Maybe I feel like giving up. Ooh.
But yeah, like, true love is not like the...
I play too much.
True love is not like it won't look like the movies.
But true love, what is true love supposed to look like? Because I know when people say like relationships, they go through things, we go through ups and downs, we fuss and fight. I feel like relationships should go through those things. Yeah. Like you didn't take the trash out, you left the toilet seat up, or different things of that nature. I don't feel like it should be who was on your phone last night? Why you ain't come home?
Well, no, that's unhealthy too. That's if you don't have trust. If you're in a relationship with someone who's constantly think you're cheating on them, then that's a sign of an issue in a relationship. Not saying that can't be solved, but that's unhealthy.
Can trust be rebuilt?
Absolutely, it takes work.
Oh, he agrees.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it takes work. Like you can get your love back on board after someone infidelity.
So how? Come on, y'all know some sex because you know we don't know how to let shit go. Us women, we don't know how to forgive, and I'm learning that men can hold a grudge even better. Y'all fellas be a little catty sometimes.
Well, it just depends on that couple.
How can you rebuild the trust?
being honest, having honest conversations, letting them know how you're feeling right now. If you feeling like, okay, I'm still need to work on, gaining your trust back, or me trusting you again, let that be known.
So what are some things to do? Because me personally, I feel like it's usually, give us a thumbs up, y'all, if y'all with us. Hey, Damien. Hey, y'all. I see you, Robert. You feel me? Like, how can you rebuild trust with a liar? Like, if you're constantly lying, or I'm constantly catching you in a lie, how can we rebuild that? And I have to now believe that you're telling me the truth, or he has to believe that she's telling the truth. How do you get past that?
So you ask yourself, what do I need from my partner for me to trust them again?
Okay.
And then you communicate that to your partner. So what would that look like? How would you feel comfortable with this person again? So it depends on each person. Like, we all have our own barometer. We all have things that's going to make us feel comfortable. We all have our own past traumas. So if they're triggering something, then you need to talk about it and say, this is what I need from you right now.
So y'all are watching us. Tell us, you're here, I see you. Give me a thumbs up and a heart. What are some things you guys have done to be able to re-trust again or build trust again? Like, give us some. How did you guys rebuild trust in relationships after you found out things where you were either love booming, you feel me?
Yeah, and it probably depends on what they did, like, when they cheated on you, how that came about, or stuff like that. But I mean, it's just all about what you feel like, and you ask for what you want from your partner, or what's going to make you feel comfortable.
So Gabrielle said, how do you get past always being accused of doing things that you aren't doing? That is good. Gabby, thank you. Thumbs the fuck up for that, because I feel like that I hear that a lot.
So I think when people are accusing you of something, then there's some trust issues that they're going through, and y'all need to figure out what that is. And sometimes they might be the ones that's doing something. So that's a form of manipulation. So they putting it back on you.
I was about to say that.
So you have to, if you know you're not doing anything, then that's a serious conversation. Like, why do you always think I'm out here doing something? Are you doing something? What's giving you that inkling that I'm cheating or something?
Because you shouldn't even probably be thinking that unless we've had, I can see you thinking that if we've had relationship issues already.
Right. If you cheated in the past or something like that. But if it's just coming from nowhere, then that person probably have trust issues.
Yeah, trust issues. Yeah. A lot of people have trust issues. It's like, a lot of people like hurt. As we always say, the world is more attracted to hurt.
Right. And I know Gabrielle said that, she said, I just take mental notes. I would say, don't take mental notes, but also discuss it, because you don't want all that pent up inside, because that's when you can really blow up on someone after you holding in all that type of aggression and all that stuff, and not just expressing yourself. So
that's why you should address things as they come and don't sweep them under the rug. Because when you sweep it under the rug, it just manifests into something bigger. And next thing you know, you're trying to figure out why the fuck she moved out, because y'all got into an argument over all the ketchup being gone. You like, you done moved out while I'm at work because the ketchup gone? No,
that's how people explode when they they hold stuff in. Yes. So I would say talk about it. And I always say, like, when you with your partner, if you choose this person as your partner, you should be able to have all types of conversation with them. Nothing should be off limits. But unfortunately, you didn't satisfy me last night. I'm not feeling this right now.
I thought you said you liked it.
Right, so
I'm playing too much.
Right. So right. I'm like, what? But no, you should always have honest conversations. Be able to be transparent with your partner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said no, because they deny shit. Even if you think something is happening, it's not always good to speak on it.
She said they deny stuff. So what is your gut telling you? Is your gut telling you that they're denying it, but they're really doing it? It's all about your gut. Trust your gut.
Trust your gut.
It's a gift from God.
So Raymond said that's his biggest fault. He hold things in. Oh my God, and you're in the choir.
They do.
We got.
We're back.
We're back. I'm sorry, we're just having a couple technical difficulties. Stay with us. Back. No, Aquarius. We.
Oh, you're Aquarius.
I am Aquarius.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, what y'all get me for my birthday? What y'all get me for my birthday? February 13th. You feel me? It's like, I'm sorry, the hood right
But yeah. Yeah, my experience with them is that they hold some things in. Really? They don't know how to discuss some things, yeah.
Well, see, and I'm an Aquarius, and I feel like I know how to discuss a lot of things. I can discuss everything. I'm really shy, but I can discuss everything, especially in a relationship. Keep talking. I like to talk things out. So Raymond, maybe this, as a man, maybe the men deal with that, the whole holding things in.
But yeah, so Raymond, I would say definitely be you gotta have those honest conversations, and what I always say is that sometimes people don't ask the questions because they're afraid of the answer. So ask those questions, speak your mind, let them know, hey, this this is triggering something in me. This is bothering me. This is a pet peeve of mine. So you can have a healthy relationship. So this person can be like, okay, I'm aware of this now. I'll try to make sure I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, and that's good. And then you do have some who is like, I don't know how he or she may react. So it's like, I don't know what to say. So I don't know.
But then you're holding yourself back. And yeah.
So at what point do you just walk away? If you can't rebuild the trust and, you know, the love bomber. I feel like love bomber. So I thought it came in when something was wrong. You know, people like to shower you with gifts when the
so this is the thing. So they will shower you with the gifts and all that.
So I had shit at my job before,
so what made me think of this was, of course, the movie Far From Grace. They want to do all this in the beginning, but then that's when the bad stuff come.
Okay.
After they get you, gain control, get your trust and all of that, and then that's why it's called love bombing. And then they drop the bomb on you. And then that's when they're going to steal your bank accounts and your accounts, get you fired from work and all of that stuff like that.
She said a good thing, Gabby. Oh, yeah, girl, you know, Hennessy and apple juice for the birthday. You all right. No. And I've been losing this weight. My trainer came in and said, oh, you look slim and trim. So, yeah. But what you said is very true. She said, yeah, you can ask those questions to a person that's not toxic. That's deep.
Well, that's so deep. So you're saying that are you willing to settle for a toxic person that's not willing to work on themselves? Mm-hmm. So even if they're toxic, that's something that y'all need to work on in that relationship, and they need to work on for themselves. Mm-hmm. So if someone not willing to do the self work or the work in a relationship, then you're gonna just settle to be in a toxic relationship. Yeah. So you should be able to ask those questions, even if someone is toxic. Like we all has past traumas and all that stuff. That's not saying that we can't help from it and work on it. Yeah. And every day it might be a constant work. Yeah, a constant battle. But it's good to be aware and good to address these things.
And you have to also know too, I feel like a lot of times us women, I only can speak from a woman's point of view, you know, that we try to stay so strong in the relationships and hold everything together. And sometimes you have to know it is okay to not be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because that's how you will drive yourself crazy. You have to get it out somewhere. You have to talk about these things. Mm-hmm. And that's just how I feel about all of that stuff. Like that's communication. It has to be clear on both ends. But yeah, I think that's great to be able to recognize if the person is toxic. Mm-hmm. You like, we can't have a fucking conversation because you're toxic. So you know what? Would you continue to see them or would you let them go?
I think if you're in a relationship with someone and you know that they're toxic and they're not willing to work on healing themselves, whatever's mixing that, if they're not willing to work on that, then you have to make a choice.
Yeah.
You have to make a decision and say, do I want to stay in this relationship with a toxic person?
So is it okay with a love bomber? Since I know we know it's with showering gifts. Is it okay to accept gifts during the breakup then? Because look, I mean, right? Isn't that a question?
During the breakup?
Yeah, like if we're broken up for whatever reason, they was trying to work it out. Like we said, they send gifts. You might send candy.
Well, yeah, usually love bombing is about them doing everything in the beginning to gain your trust, gain your affection, and all of that, and then they drop the bomb on you, and then they show you who they really are.
But sometimes I know you always say that crazy shows up in 10 minutes.
Crazy can't hide in the closet longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know,
meaning that you have to pay attention, and that's why I was given some of these signs. So crazy can't hide in the closet longer than 10 minutes, but you have to be aware of the signs, knowing that this is something that a person that's a manipulator will do.
And what's
like
crazy?
The love bombing.
I love when you say that. So
when I say crazy can't hide in the closet.
I love when you say that. Crazy can't hide in the closet longer than 10 minutes. I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck that means.
Crazy is anything that's disturbing your peace.
Oh,
yeah. So again, we all have our own barometer. What's crazy to you? What makes you feel uncomfortable? What's triggering to you? You have to know yourself to know what you feel is crazy.
So I'm guessing from what he's saying, everyone has a different form of crazy.
Yeah, we all have our own barometer. We all have things that's going to make us feel uncomfortable. We all have things that's going to trigger us. Yeah, so your triggers might be different from mine, but just be aware of who you are, know yourself, so you won't fall for like someone that's love bombing you.
Raymond said he like his women a little crazy. They usually do. So that's what I'm saying. Some people like that. Like once upon a time, there was this guy like I had dated before, and he didn't like the fact that I didn't act fucking crazy behind him when it was over. But then when I showed, like, all right, let me go in and give you what you're looking for, it was like, No.
So someone that's asking for you to be crazy, I would say, what's crazy? So he wants you to be jealous and things like that.
He just wanted me to be like really, really, really into him. You get me?
How long was so people who want that intensity early on?
Mm-hmm.
That's someone who's probably used to being in those relationships that start off too fast, and they probably won't work out. Too fast. If it starts off too fast, too fast, flames out quick.
It does.
Yeah.
Gabrielle said, people mistake my realness as crazy. Yes, I come up against that too. Like, I've noticed that too. Like, if you are straightforward, if you are blunt and you're saying, look, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, this is what's going to be. Like, yo, you was crazy. Like, you crazy.
Like, how early are you saying that?
Like, as soon as I meet you.
You saying what you want and all that stuff like that? Like, I mean, there's rules to dating, right?
Leave it up to him. I need to go hide in the closet. Gabby, you need to go in the closet.
No, I get what you're saying. I think some people believe that, like, you should just start off and be like, all right, first date, I want to get married, I want 3 kids.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm talking about, like, hey, your communication is poor, or, hey, I haven't seen you, or just things of that nature. I don't know. What's your thing, Gabby?
So when you have concerns when you're dating someone, instead of saying your communication is poor, it's good to express yourself. However, there's certain ways you can express yourself. You can say things like, hey, when I'm dating someone, I like to talk to them daily. How often do you like to talk to someone that you're getting to know? So you let them know what you expect, and then they can tell you how they operate. And then if they say, I want to talk to my partner daily, I'm going to make sure that I'm texting them when I see the text and make sure I'm not ignoring them. And then they don't follow through with their actions. Then that's when you bring it up again and you have that conversation.
So that's what she just said. She said that it's not just dating. It's in general, like people feel like that in general. She said people say you crazy because they're afraid to say and do things that you will do. That is true. Some people will try to put their own projections and stuff onto you too.
Say it again. Read it again.
She said people say you're crazy because they're afraid to say and do the things that you will do. When I clock a T, then you crazy.
Well, you clock the T and they trying to deny it. That's a form of manipulation. Keep it moving, maybe. Mm-hmm. If someone is constantly lying to you or trying to basically gaslighting you.
Don't be the gaslight.
Yeah, if they gaslighting you, you call them on that stuff and they gonna sit here and deny it in your face, then that's not someone to be with. That's unhealthy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you're saying that trust can be rebuilt.
Trust can be rebuilt if someone is willing to work at it. So don't continue to gaslight me and tell me that I'm crazy. That's, gaslighting.
Okay.
Yeah. So no.
I love all his little slogans. We got
gaslighting, love bombing, all of that stuff.
Crazy in the closet more than 25 seconds.
Right.
What else we got over
right.
here?
So like if someone tried to convince you that you are soulmates. Early on, that's again, like soulmates, they might be like, hey, we were born to be together. It's fate that we met. Stuff like that. You understand me more than anyone. Not early. We're soulmates. These are all examples of love bombing early on.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Again.
Oh, hope is
if
lost.
they say stuff that sound like it's right out of a movie.
Like what? I've never met anyone like you. Or
we were like the stuff I was saying, like we were born to be together. We're soulmates. It's
Raymond said crazy women make you come home on time. That is true.
But if you're in a healthy relationship and people communicate their expectations and you agree to it, you should be able to come home. If your partner tells you, hey, I let you off at 5, you can be home for dinner at 7. Can you agree to that? I'm used to having dinner with my family at 7 o'clock and you are off and time to be home. Is that something that's not like, is that crazy? Like, people communicate their expectations and you have a right to agree to them. But once you agree to them, hopefully you can be a man of your word.
Gabby said to Raymond, she said that's because it's consequences and repercussions. Like, I don't know.
If you need consequences and repercussions, or else you can't follow something that you agree to, then maybe you're not ready for a relationship.
He said, right, I'm not trying to hear. He said, right, I'm not trying to hear her mouth. So, I guess, Raymond said he likes crazy. Raymond said he likes his women a little cuckoo. Hey, Dominic, give us a thumbs up and let us know that you're here, guys, and share. Don't be scared to share. We're getting into love bombing. And I'm learning that fucking love bombing, we all fucking love bombers and crazy around here. do better. Coach trying to teach us how to do better. He make me want to go to the closet because all hope is lost.
No, all hope is not lost, but I would say the bottom line for when it comes to love bombing, like if you're in the early stages of a relationship and everything feels like it's just happening too soon, again, check in with your gut. You know I'm all about trust your gut. But your body will tell you what's going on.
But what about if it's happening too soon, but it feels so good?
But falling in love should be savored, not rushed. And this is the thing. This is the thing. Moving too fast will slow you down because that relationship not going to work. Y'all gonna be unhealthy. So moving too fast is going to slow you down. Take your time.
I know, but do y'all feel me though? Because y'all know it's sometimes that y'all have met somebody, or y'all met this girl, or y'all have met this guy, and you are just like, yo, the chemistry. Sometimes the chemistry can just have something
That's the stuff that gets you in trouble. Chemistry.
Yeah, chemistry definitely do.
Check yourself. Have self-discipline. Again, moving too fast will slow you down, especially after dealing with a toxic person. You'll probably need to heal. So you're just slowing yourself down to meet the right person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, he's here to tell us the right way to do the thing. You feel me? I'm here. I'm taking notes. You know, I don't even want to date because of the coach right here. I ain't got nothing to say to him. I don't want to know nothing. Leave it up to him. I'm crazy, but Lord, dumb, blind, crazy. But no. Raymond, what you say, Raymond? Raymond said, got to have a healthy fear, like knew she would go upside my head, let me hit out. So basically, he's saying knowing...
He need that fear.
So basically, it sounds like, Raymond, you got no discipline, right?
I would say that...
I don't need... Aquarius, the nerve of you.
I don't need fear to help me to do the things I need to do. I mean, I think if you're ready for a healthy relationship, you don't need someone to threaten you. You don't need fear. Just have, healthy conversations. Just communicate your expectations and come up with your agreements. You don't need
Raymond,
fear.
the coach is saying, tell him. You don't need fear.
Just if you're ready for a relationship, you'll be willing to do these things.
Yes.
I think so.
If you're ready, Raymond, do you shower your woman with gifts? Hey, Dominic, do you shower your girlfriend with gifts? Like, because that's one sign of being a love bomber. You're doing these things head on, right on, straight off the bat, all of that stuff. Like, and the coach is saying you're not supposed to be doing this stuff. Take your time.
And I think it's good to take your time. I think a lot of people jump into relationships too soon, and that's why the divorce rate is 50%.
What about relationships that start off on a lie?
Do the person discover that lie?
Yeah. Like if things start off on a lie.
Then you probably have to build the trust back.
Okay.
If you both are willing to work on it.
I feel like relationships that start on a lie going to end fast. Because it was built on lies.
Well, eventually the real you that's what I mean when I say crazy can't hide in the closet longer than 10 minutes. The real you is going to show up. People fall for people representative because they be committed to someone that they never even knew. So they commit to someone early on and then they feel like, okay, let me just stay in this relationship.
Raymond said, not right away. He's cheap.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with it.
And he said, I'll give her a gift if she give me one. Right? So say you meet somebody in February. Do you get them a Valentine's Day gift?
February what? No. I mean, y'all might can go out for dinner, but like it shouldn't be nothing too lavish. It should be just a simple gift.
Nick said, don't let
But I said if you met them like the 1st of February, no, y'all probably, I'll say dinner's okay, but getting them a gift and all that. I had a potential client came to me last year around Valentine's Day, and she was like, I just started dating this guy. It was Father's Day. And she was like, should I get him a Father's Day gift and all that stuff? I'm like, no, y'all only been dating for 2 weeks.
But what if you are, but what you do have some people that are considerate like that where it may not even have meant nothing to her. Oh, hey, Father, say you're a father here. Here go
you can do a card. Give a card, but nothing over the top. And if you met someone in 2 weeks, what you gonna give them a cup saying you're the world's best dad? You only know them 2 weeks.
Coach say, don't love these niggas.
So with her, her attachment style was anxious. So people who are trying to impress people early on they need some stuff. They need to work out some stuff on themselves.
Raymond said, I'll hate her a card and I'll give her a card and some flowers.
That's appropriate.
Hate flowers.
No, that's appropriate. That's appropriate. Early on, cards and flowers for Valentine's Day. If y'all haven't been dating that long, that's appropriate.
Give me a gift card.
That's appropriate, I think. Inappropriate is like, oh, let's go away to New York after 2 weeks of dating for Valentine's Day. Let's go on a vacation. inappropriate.
They say the best way to know if you get along with somebody and somebody's for you is to go on vacation with them. Is that true?
I think that is a good way to get to know someone, but after you spent time to get to know them, you don't want to be sleeping next to the killer.
Oh, some people, some of y'all sleep with the killer tonight and don't even know him all your life. You come on there, we see snap.
Again, moving too fast will slow you down. And you know what I always neglect to say? Follow my group, y'all. My group is on Facebook. Coach Nick. Oh, hold up. I'm messing it up. It's Dating Made Simple with Coach Nick Love. Make sure you join my group.
Yes, follow him. He has these love tips. You know, I listen to him. You know, do I always listen to him? I listen to him, but do I always listen to him? Look, you see how I had to repeat that, right? No, I do. I think that is definitely the way you go about it. You really are making people think. Like, you're really making people have self-evaluations with themselves. Like, what is it that you want? And all these things like that. So I think that's really good. Like,
and it's good to slow down. You can have fast, or you can have forever.
Raymond said, add him to the group.
All right, I will.
Add you to the group.
Yeah.
He said, if I flew her out, she better put out. See, that's the other thing. When you go on vacations with people, are you supposed to give up the kitty cat?
So I think this. So I had a client who we only had one session. I didn't take her on as a client. She was still married. So I was like, okay. You should work on some other things. But anyway, she went away.
Say, don't be married, try to get no advice from him.
Yeah, so I have a lot of clients that I actually turn down because I don't feel like they're ready to date. Oh, wow. And yeah, so sometimes I be like, I recommend you to seek therapy or do some self-work on yourself. But
So that's good. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to take your money.
That shows that he's not just money hungry. So if you don't know what you want, he like, look, you don't want my services. What Hip say?
I can't help you right now. We need to be a good fit. I need to be good and ready to work with you. But so she was married. She wasn't even in the process of getting a divorce. But so she went away with someone that she'd known for like 2 weeks, and they went to New York, and he sexually assaulted her, sleeping in the same bed with them. So if someone don't go on a trip with someone you don't know, because they probably will be expecting.
But you know, 9 out of 10 people, when you go away with people, they want you to be
expecting that, and y'all sleeping in the same bed together. No, I don't recommend that. Yeah. But if you go away with someone you don't know that well, then make sure they getting you your own hotel room, or you get your own hotel room.
So get your own hotel room, y'all. Stop being goddamn cheap. Get your own hotel room. Make sure everybody know where you at. Screenshot their face, share your location with all your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to do that. Sadie Jackson said, I share with my wife with love, paid bills, and nice nights out. Valentine's Day is my day. I still treat her nice, though. See, she's your wife.
Yeah.
So here we're talking about love bombing. And love bombing are people who are doing all of these things, overshowering you with gifts, giving you all this affection, and they haven't even known you long. You know, if you want to go out of town with them right away, that's a problem. Right. If he or she is giving you a bunch of gifts and sounding like a movie, that's a problem. If you're telling me, oh, I never met anybody like you, I want to be with you.
With soulmates and things like that. That's love bombing. That's usually a red flag.
Love bomber.
Yeah.
See, somebody's paying attention.
Yeah.
I'm woke, bitches. Let's see.
Absolutely. Raymond said, I'm not flying anyone out I just met. Absolutely. Because you're not love bombing someone. You don't have an ulterior motive. You know, usually people have an ulterior motive like again, I wanted to do this live because I watched A Fall from Grace. I saw you did a review on it last week too.
Yeah, shout out to me.
Right. So he was love bombing her. He was telling her everything that she wanted to hear and things like that. And then once he got her, he got married to her. He said, all right, I got legal papers. This is my house. And, got her fired from my job and stuff like that, It took
her through the ringer. I mean, but sometimes, too, like when you haven't been in a relationship for a long time and you miss that, you can have foggy thoughts and not see through the manipulation.
Right. So that's why you have to know the signs. And again, a lot of times it's for people who've been single a long time. They just like, oh, finally someone,
is giving me attention.
Someone is giving me attention, or if someone who's been in a relationship with someone who was emotionally unavailable and not giving them the attention and affection and things like that. So someone love bombing them, they're going to fall for it. A lot of them fall for it.
Yeah. So for those who just tuned in, we're talking about the love bombing. Sadie Jackson said, okay, I got you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you already got your wife. If you're still doing those things, keep it up, because that's a good way to keep her. You understand? But what's the next thing?
I know you wanted to talk about that meme.
Oh, so it was a post in the group, in Candy Coated Secret group, that a lot of the women really didn't answer, and it was, you can ask a woman what she wants in a man, and she's going to describe a slave. She's going to describe a slave. So I don't even know how to even grasp that, because it sounds like if you do say you want a man, let's say a woman says she wants a man that's going to, clean, pay the bills, take care of the house. I was at work talking this to my coworker, like, wait a minute, that shit do sound like a little slave. Well, so what? Yeah. I mean, but what would it be like? For me, a good man, what a woman wants in a good man, I just want trust and communication. Trust, communication, communication is real big on me. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely trust. Like healthy relationship, healthy relationship, they have kindness, empathy, compassion, mutuality. So you give, I give. It has respect. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, those are things that a healthy relationship will have.
Raymond gonna say he's never been a love bomber, and these hoes ain't shit.
I think there's some good women out there. What you think?
I don't know. I think I don't know, y'all. Do y'all think it's some good women out here? Ladies, do you think it's some good men out here? Like, let us know. I think there are. But like you said, everything is like a movie. It's so scripted. I think that it's like, it's so tainted and hard.
Well, those are the people that's trying to, if they're trying too hard, then that's a sign that that's probably not going to be a person to get into a relationship with. So, I think there's some good people out there. I mean, just take your time. Take your time, get to know them. Again, that's when it goes back to my saying, crazy can't hide in the closet longer than 10 minutes. Take your time.
Take your time.
Moving too fast will slow you down.
Moving too fast will slow you down. So, for those watching this, and even those who are going to end up watching it after on the replay, make sure you share it, give it a thumbs up, and you can come join Candy Coated Secrets. As long as you ain't got no foolishness, because right now in the Candy Coated Secrets, everybody on goddamn time out. Candy Coated Secrets, because some of y'all don't know how to act. But, yeah, you just have to know yourself with being in a relationship, recognize these things.
Right.
Know how to recognize crazy, like he said.
Yeah, just take your time. Again,
Dorsadi Jackson is married, and he said it's very far and few. He said that good women and men out here. It is. The struggle is real.
But you are a very spiritual person.
Who, me?
And you believe the law of attraction, and you believe that we attract what we put out in the universe.
Absolutely.
So basically, if you're emitting negativity and all of this foolishness, that's what the universe is going to send you.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not against it. I don't feel like it, but I mean, just speaking for people and from what I see too, like it
but
is.
What energy are they putting out there? Right. So if you think that there's a lot of people out there that's looking to get over on you and things like that, guess what? That's what you're going to attract.
Yeah. So he's saying, Mr. Jackson, he's saying, you're going to attract that. He also said, a good woman is just as hard to find than a good man. A lot of women don't know how to be a good woman or wife today. I know that's the fuck right. And Barnes Timothy said, all the good women are married. He said, fuck it. All are married. All of them married. I don't know, because they getting divorced too.
There's a lot of single women out there, especially black women.
Yeah, they getting divorced too.
When it comes a lot of black women, I think there's some good black women out there. So a lot of them single too.
I think it is some good black women out there. I ain't gonna let you do all that, Timothy. Talk about all the good women are married. All of them are not married. That was so.
They looking to be swept off their feet. A lot of black women feel like men don't want them right now. They looking at someone that's of a different race.
Well, I mean, I'm looking for an Asian. No.
That's so. A study was done, and Asian men are at the bottom for when women go onto like dating websites. Asian men are at the bottom. Like, women don't really want Asians.
You think it's because they're gonna always make sure fried rice and stuff?
I mean, I just don't feel like over here like they that sought after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
So black men, I think they were number 2, and white men was number 1.
I don't know. Like, Raymond said, shit, I want my woman black and dark.
That's what's up. It's not a lot of, from what people are saying there's not a lot of black men out there that's still going after black women.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I hear too. Yeah. Like everybody.
And then they saying like the black women are so like successful. You know, they're like the number one in like increasing like in the professional world. Like they have the degrees and all of this, and they are really well off and successful. So sometimes they saying like it's hard for them to find a man. But I think sometimes that they're setting their standards up like really, really high. So, because they're looking for someone that's going to be equal to them as far as financially. And I think you have to just realize the day and age we're living in.
But we also seen Tyler Perry, a family reunion. She had Blair Underwood. She had the money, he had the money, and she was unhappy and miserable. So sometimes you can also, as a woman, make money and want a man that make money, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be happy. He could be treating you like shit.
Right. So what I was going to say is that you definitely want to look at the internal indicators instead of the external indicators. So the internal indicators, are they empathetic? Do they show you compassion, respect? Do they love you and all that stuff like that? That's the things you should be looking at. I would say don't look at their bank account because like you said, a lot of those really successful men, they say that they somewhat have characteristics of a narcissist.
Timmy Barnes said all the good women in Africa.
Steve Harvey said lower your standards. I say set some realistic expectations. Definitely.
Yeah, I say set expectations that you can goddamn do yourself. Don't give this man all these expectations that you can't even fulfill yourself. You want him to make this. You want him to be able to do this.
Well, if you're making all this money, if you bringing 6 figures and you doing everything on your own, what if you did date someone that made $50,000? What's wrong with that? If they're giving you the love and again giving you all the internal indicators that you're looking for, what's wrong with that?
So could you, and then you watch it have a career and your mate work at Target or McDonald's or you know a janitor, like really, because some people won't date you based upon your occupation.
Yeah. And again they have to realize like, why am I putting so much value on these external things?
And that man that work at McDonald's probably be the best thing that ever happened to you.
He could be.
He could be.
You gotta look at the internal indicators.
Yeah, you gotta see, why is he working at McDonald's? Is he on probation? Is he on parole? I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's just very, very. I'm a person. It's very, very hard for me to judge people based upon.
I agree. Don't judge people.
I say never judge a person's life based on the chapter that you walked in on, because you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Raymond said he could. Right. He could be with somebody that was at McDonald's or Target. Go ahead, Raymond. Power to the man.
Yeah. Have realistic expectations. Don't lower your standards. Could I date someone that? It depends. It depends on like, are they looking to do better? Like, what's their reason for being there?
You trying to be the crew leader? You trying to be the GM of this McDonald's? He's saying that.
But I mean, if you're a certain age, if you're working at Target, maybe they do have like a criminal past or something like that. No, I'm just saying it really just depends. I mean, yeah, it just depends.
Basically, the coach cannot confirm nor deny if he'll date somebody at McDonald's or Target.
I mean, I just didn't ever come across that.
That's not what he attracts.
Everyone that ever dated, they always make more than me. Double my salary. They was always 6 figures.
Really? Yeah. How I feel to date a 6-figure nigga?
That's why you ain't got in DC.
I'm coming. We going. He gonna give me all the spots. Bond said, I don't care where they work. What's your vision? See, that's
absolutely. Yeah. So again, I'm all about the internal indicators, not the external. I don't care about what kind of car you drive and all of that stuff like that. Yeah. As long as you have ambition and you want to do better. If you are working at Target and
you're doing better.
Yeah, actions have to. Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, actions speak louder than words. So ladies, stop twirling your nose up at the man that pick up the trash. Stop twirling your nose up at the man that work at McDonald's because he went, girl, he work at McDonald's. All right, bitch, and so he's saying, what's just open up. Right. What's love got to do with it?
And then you think about it like this. So when I'm talking to people and they be like, well, he can't travel as much as I travel. And I'm like, okay, but when you come home to an empty house.
Exactly.
At least they giving you, at least they're going to bring something to the table. Being in a relationship is like the biggest promotion ever. Because at least you're getting like 30% of the bills. If they're not doing 50-50, at least you're getting 30%.
At least you're getting something.
Oh, yeah, you're getting something. You ain't flipping all the bills by yourself.
So Seti said, a lot of black women today intimidate black men, especially strong black women. Seems like most black women, not all, want a man that they can take care of. Man, babies. My wife works part-time. I don't mind at all where a woman works. Ow! Shanita says 6 figures, 5 figures don't matter if you're not good with money. You will still be broke.
That's true. It is true. Yeah, you gotta be good with money.
And unless you meet somebody that can help you manage it.
Yeah, some people might want to bring the money home and just want you to manage it.
Yeah, some people like that. Like I know a lot of people that say, you know, I just make the money and my wife pay all the bills. That's what I know.
Oh, how you feel about a homemaker that's a man?
I don't know, because I'm trying to be a homemaker too, so we both got to figure this. We got to figure this out. We might have to get another boyfriend or girlfriend to pay the bills. Okay. You know, I don't know. You
have to have that open relationship.
No, we're not going to have no shit. My shit going to be closed.
Oh, okay.
My shit is closed.
You said another man?
It sounds good.
Oh, okay.
But no, I don't mind a stay-at-home dad. Could I have my man stay at home if I'm making the money and of course, you're gonna have to bring something to the table. Because like I said, like this is what I'm nurturing this.
Right.
So I could deal with somebody, you know what I'm saying, and he can stay home and he can
have everything set up when we come to film and stuff.
Yeah, the fuck. You're like, when you put that ass to work,
right.
You're gonna be cooking and cleaning and doing everything else.
Mutuality. You give, I give.
Yeah, you give, I give. It's a difference between having somebody that's staying at home and you are making the money and it's that mutual respect and all that versus somebody just staying home that's just taking advantage.
Right.
You just, you know what I'm saying? So I don't see anything wrong. I feel like if a man out here, and you know, you got people out here today that got fucking stay at home dudes and they don't do shit. You know what I'm saying? And they don't work either. Or, you know, people stay at home and drop their girlfriends off at work and take their cars. And it's like, I've never been that. Now, you're not taking my car and you don't have a job. I've never been that. You're not, what the fuck? No, you ain't Jody, nigga, and I ain't Yvette. We're not doing that. I'll never understand that. Because if you drop me off at work, what the fuck is you doing? So some people like that. Sadie said them trash men make damn good money. Yeah, they do. They actually do. They actually do. Yeah. And Raymond said, that's what I need. I can make the money. Need her to manage it.
That's what's up.
Okay, Raymond. Well, you know, he's out here, ladies. He's on the market. He just say he just need to make the money and you manage it. Anything else is a problem. He gonna shower you with gifts. He's a little crazy, and he like his women a little crazy. He said he don't come home. He wants you bust him in his head. We're gonna see him on the news, but that's what he wants. So I feel like we got a lot of good information out there. Like I said, if you're just tuned in, rewind it and watch it. It was Love Bombing. Are you a love bomber? So do you feel like, before we get out of here, the love bombers, is it more men that are love bombers or women?
I think it's more men. Yeah.
More men of love bombers. So ladies, watch out for these love bombers. They trying to buy your kids lunch, give you lunch money every day, send you gifts, flowers. What else?
Telling you I love you too soon. Telling you
they
soulmates.
Love you too soon.
Yeah, all that stuff.
We soulmates. You know, every time he look at you, you light up his world, and he carry you in his spirit. You know, all that shit. Orlando said the motherfucker. What was her name on Diary of a Mad Black Woman? Charles. Remember she said Charles.
I don't think I ever saw that one. I watch sometimes. I watch.
Oh, y'all seen if you ever been broke up before, y'all to watch Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
But again, Hollywood is good for entertainment.
Hollywood is good for entertainment. So the doc said, make sure you go join his group, Raymond. He's going to also tag you and send it to you and add you to his group. Get the information. Dating Made Simple with Coach Nick Love.
Right. And Raymond, if you want to if you want to put yourself out there when it comes to dating, hit me up. I'll give you a good discount. Because you know what? I never worked with a black man as a client.
Oh.
I had tons of black women, tons of white women, and some white men, but I never worked with a black man. So I would
We hear that, Raymond? He's going to give you a discount.
A black straight man. But yeah. So I would like to get more of their perspective and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. So before we get out of here, Timothy Barnes said, people claim they want relationships but are not willing to do the work together. And Raymond said, women ain't shit. They not showering anyone with anything. Laugh out loud to the bomb them. So Raymond, everybody in this feed today said people ain't shit out here. So, I mean, I'm hoping for y'all that's watching, y'all don't feel like that, you know.
I hope not.
Don't feel, all hope is not lost, no matter
Right.
what Coach Nick say, you know, no matter how dysfunctional you are. And thank you guys for tuning in with us tonight. Make sure you roll back the footage and find out if you are a freaking love bomber. And we will be back here next week, next Wednesday, at 7. Today we were early.
Thank you.
And I love it. We were here on time. We set up. We said we have to get it go. 100 guns blazing because everybody got things to do. And, you know, just make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook because pretty soon it'll all be off of Facebook. So make sure you just follow me. Go to the YouTube channel, like and subscribe. You know, follow him on Instagram, Coach
Nick Love on Facebook, Instagram, and join my group, Dating Made Simple with Coach Nick Love.
All right.